All right, is it working now? It is. One side of the receiver was working, one was not. Good. You get to sort out what the heck I was doing with that mustache then. Thanks so much for the warning over in the chats. Paul Cutler, thank you. Dave Odessa and Doug, thank you for letting me know, and Tackle, everyone. Zoe Sherry says, I have no mouth and I must scream. Hopefully that sorted that out and we have audio now. I was just saying I had wondered if I had time right before the show to fashion a gaff tape mustache. But I didn't think it was quite as nice as that other guy in the thumbnail. So, hey, what's up? What are we doing here? Let's do a show. It's the Product Pick Show. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by over in the YouTube chat. We've got Tackle the World, Dave Odessa, Doug TDY892, Emoji, Smiley Face, Beata Graf, Abdel Hagen. Hello. Hey, Avi Schwartz. Hello, Zoe Sherry. Thanks for stopping by. And then over in our Discord, it's that right there. If you want to jump into the chat and you're somewhere where it doesn't seem to be a chat, then jump on over to adafru.it/Discord. And then look for that live broadcast chat channel. Hello to John Nodge, Sam J. Ohio, Taya Thinman. Hello. Paul Cutler, Jim Hendrickson, Retired Wizard. Hello. Hey, Liz, Blitz City DIY. Squid.jpg. Howdy. Hey, C. Grover. And Paul Cutler. Hi, 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 hi. And now we have audio. Great. So let's get on with the show. What's happening here today? Well, I've got a brand new, cool, very cool product pick. So excited about this that I forgot to turn on my mic pack. Sure, that was my fault. Hi, Gary Z. But if you want to check out the thing I'm so excited about before I reveal it, then go to this URL or to this QR code, because you will find that this show is broadcast from within that page, and we have a 50% off discount happening right now. We are selling out quick. We had stashed 100 of these. These are a pretty brand new product, so they're very popular. Go over there, throw some in your cart, buy them right away, because there's no rain checks or back orders or anything like that. You don't need a coupon code, just get it while the price is good. Price will go up by a little bit after the end of the show, and there's a decent chance we'll sell out before then. So go check it out. But before I say any more, as is custom, I like to let Lady Ada give us the word about this week's product pick. So please take it away, Lady Ada.
The Newxie boards. This is like a really quick spin board. I had some people ask me a while ago for this, and I was like, I don't understand what you're asking for. They're like, I want vertical displays. So we saw this on like a fake Nixie clock, and I thought this was kind of neat because they're little ultra high resolution IPS TFT displays, 240 by 135 16-bit color pixels, but they're vertical and you can stack them side by side. So you want to make a clock where each digit is a separate TFT, like these like fake Nixies I saw. This is the board for you, because that Nixie clock had a little plug-in, very hard to use. So what's cool about these is that they come pre-assembled with a 2x7 pin plug header in. So the display is like 0.8 inches, and so I made it 0.8 inches wide, and then I have like 7 contacts. The 2 rows are identical. I just have dual rows, so it's mechanically stable. So that way you solder it down or you like push it down against a breadboard. It's not going to flop back and forth. And you get power, ground, clock, data, chip select, data command, and backlight. We have an auto reset circuit. There's 5-volt logic level shifting, so you can use it with your Raspberry Pi or your Arduino or your RP203050 or the ESP32, whatever. Letters and numbers combo.
We should probably do a demo and put it on the product page that shows like the Nixie.
I have to, but it's like I ran out of time, to be honest. I got these PCBs.
No, we can have our team help out with that.
Liz, when she gets back from holidays, we'll do it. So now you can have multiple displays. So what you would do is you'd share the clock and data lines. You have it and did command, and then have a chip select and control them individually. And you can have them have individual little images. So very cute. And then there's mounting holes, but you can also snap off the mounting holes.
Nice.
It's just like, it's quick respin. I want to just make sure it's like, with 7 pins wide.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 that's right. Indeed. This is it right here. Check it out. That is the product pick of the week this week. It is the Newxie. It is a TFT board. It's 1.14 inches. It is 240 by 135 pixels. It's an IPS display, and it is designed to be used vertically. So plug in just like a Newxie tube or other vertical display like that, and drive this over SPI from your microcontroller or from your single board computer. It is great for a certain very specific kind of project. So let's first of all head over to the product page right here. This is going fast. We had 100 and we're now down to 39 of them. It's a great price. Normally $9.95, not bad. Right now $4.95. There is a maximum of 10 per customer, so you can go kind of wild if you have a big plan for these. And these are easy to drive. So it's based on ST7789 display drivers. So we have libraries to use it in CircuitPython, libraries to use it in Python/Blinka on your single board computer, as well as Arduino. And I'll show you actually as I talk about it. Here's a little clock I built for it yesterday. So I have I think this is a Feather RP2350 and a little real-time clock Feather Wing. And I just plugged these into a little Feather tripler there, and I have a nice, neat little display there that alternates between the day, date, and the time. It blinks away on the seconds there at the bottom. So that's one use, but of course, the thing that really sells this is that Newxie clock style of display. So I didn't want to disappoint. So check it out. Here is something I put together. Not doing a clock. This is just a little bit of a slideshow. So you'll see I've got 3 displays running on a single microcontroller, all sharing the same everything. So these are not separately addressable the way I have them set up right here, right now. But I do have them doing just a slightly randomized slideshow between displaying some lit up numbers versus some just going blank there. So it's literally a BMP slideshow. But you could take a look at the Learn Guide. I think Liz is working on or has done at least one clock project as well as a countdown project using these. So I think those could be modified to use a more Newxie style look if that's what you're into. Let's take a look at that. In fact, let me jump over here. Let's go to the Learn Guide. So this is Liz's Learn Guide. It gives you all the basic info on the overview page. Then we go into pinouts. So Liz says, oh, there's clocks. So there are 7 pins, and those are actually doubled for mechanical stability. So that keeps it from wobbling around in a breadboard as much as it would otherwise. In the case of the little Perma-Proto-like feather doubler there, I just cut a little double row header, Raspberry Pi style double row header to put in there again, so I can just plug that in and take it out later if I want to. But if you mount this permanently on a board, solder that in, it's not going anywhere. And this gives you info about the pinout. So this uses power and ground from your microcontroller. It can be 3 volt, it can be 5 volt. It'll work with either. Common ground, and then we have the clock for SPI, MOSI pin, and then chip select and data command selector, DC. So there's 4 pins there. And then there's the backlight control pin, which I haven't used that on mine, so I'm just letting those do their thing. And then you will see we've got a CircuitPython setup guide. So here it is, just with 4 pins for the SPI and then the power and ground. Plug that into your breadboard. That's what I've got going on my little Newxie looking demo there. And then you're going to drive this with the ST7789. So this is a nice example code that will go through a whole bunch of different display I/O and vector I/O things that you can do on it. But any of our guides on writing to TFT displays will work. And I'll show you the code that I'm using for this little slideshow that I did, so you can see what the display setup looks like. It's very straightforward. And here's what that basic demo will look like there. So there's just some ideas of some cool vertical stuff you can do on the display. And then we, of course, have a section on using Python if you want to use a single board computer. This will show you how to get set up. And Liz, in her multiple displays Python section here, shows you how to wire that up so you have essentially 4 different SPI buses to send along, which is kind of the power you'd want and need in order to do the full 4-digit clock or other 4-digit counter. And we do have an Arduino section as well, similar setup. And again, you'll use the Adafruit ST7735 and 7789 library to work on that. Let's see, what else? The code that I'm using for the little Newxie style display here, I'll show you how this works. So is this the one? Yeah, this is it, or a similar one. So what I'm doing is bringing in display I/O and the ST7789 libraries, do a little board display I/O release, and then I'm setting up on SPI and these 2 chip select and data command pins, D5 and D6. And then we create the display I/O bus. Setting the baud rate here as high as I can to try to get the most speed out of it. And then this is the display setup here. So instantiate that, and then we're setting the width to 135 and the height to 240. So its natural orientation is vertical. It is flipped 180 degrees. So it would be upside down, pointing towards the headers. So we use rotation 180 there to spin that around. And then I'm bringing in a couple of on-disk bitmaps to try to put them into memory and make it move as fast as we can, using tile grid, excuse me, and then showing the images, just flipping and flopping between those 2. And then I've got a little randomization in there so that those will come on and off. But you can see we've got little separate displays there. Let me put that in front of the main cam here so you can see the whole board. My down shooter is kind of close up. So my wiring is a little bit suspect. So if you see a display flicker or go off, it's just because of this breadboard wiring. But there you can see I've got a battery holding in my hand there. This one is a Feather M4. And then those are all just sharing the same power, ground, and data for SPI there. But pretty fun, pretty neat. I can envision all kinds of cool projects for these indicator style stuff. Maybe even add these to your props or cosplay, costuming stuff, put them on your big tall hat. Liz says the 4 displays were possible on a Metro ESP32S3 in Arduino. So if you're interested, check out the chat there. So getting, I guess that one has 4 buses for SPI, so you can drive those. Let me plug into USB my little clock project here and talk about that. Is this a, grab a USB cable here, and let's go back to this view. So I'm going to open up, it may have just opened up automatically. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Yay. Okay, so question I had from Todd in the chat was, what's the font on the clock here? And that is Roboto Mono 72. I grabbed this font or did the conversion in Font Forge a few years ago, I think, for a PyPortal project. I don't remember where I got it. Hopefully you can find it. It should be out there somewhere. Roboto Mono. I was just looking for something, a BDF that I already made that was large enough to do this kind of arrangement on this display, and that's the one that I found on my hard drive. So the setup here, very similar, using display I/O, bringing in the ST7789, and then I've also got the DS3231 real-time clock board, so that it's a feather wing, but we can rely on that for real-time clock, and I've got a backup battery on it, so we can unplug it and it'll keep the time. Setting that up on I2C, setting up the display on the same ports there as before, setting it up same width, height, rotation, I'm using an on-disk bitmap, or rather a display I/O bitmap to make a little sort of ambery maroon background there. There's my font coming up. And then I have some little black line separators, you probably can't see them, and some colors that I've set up for creating the different pieces of type here with the font. I also have a little dot I'm putting in there, a little circle from Vector IO to show PM, AM, PM. So there's a little dot when it's PM. And then I just created a bunch of text labels for hours, minutes, seconds, and then day, month, and date. Pop those up on screen. I made some little abbreviated names so that we could fit everything nicely and neatly. And then the main loop just checks the time with the real-time clock, converts that into 12-hour time from military time, and then we show the time, and I have it flipping and flopping every 5 seconds or something like that to go between the two modes. And then I'm also doing a blink just by changing the color of one of the fonts there. So you can see the seconds will go between a darker and a lighter color of this mint color, which is actually a little blown out. That's a little better. I should display a little better on camera. And that's my little clock project. So kind of a neat use, not trying to be a Newxie there, but just a slender little clock, which I thought was cool. Let's see. Let me take a look at some questions people might have. Looks like they've sold out at this point. Someone said, yes, they have. You can sign up to get notified. On the product page, there is a link to get notified. However, that'll be at the regular pricing. We don't do any rain checks or anything like that on the pricing, sorry to say. Oh yeah, John Nudge says I'd be looking forward to seeing a flip clock on this. That would be very cool. DK asks, can you connect multiple displays to one microcontroller with CircuitPython and show something different on each display? That is a good question. I know Liz was saying she had done it on a microcontroller in Arduino, and I don't know if CircuitPython could do it that way. That's an excellent question. Foamy Guy, it never occurred to me you could connect multiple displays on the same bus to create duplicate outputs. It's a neat trick to keep in mind. Yeah, I didn't know that either, but I saw this GIF right here, and I was like, wait a second, I think that's just a single SPI bus sending the same data to multiples. Why not? I don't know if we have enough current to drive more than 3 off of a typical Feather. You might need to get some external power for the 3 volts there, not sure, or a little booster. But yeah, neat trick, right? Let's see, other questions. Yeah, for back to DK's question about different output pins for CS and DC. I think you do need multiple SPI buses, and so that might be in the realm of maybe the, I don't know if, well, the ESP32S3 can do it. I'm not sure about like an M7 chip might have multiple buses that could do that on. If anyone knows more about that, please chime in. Yeah, Foamy Guy says, by default, CircuitPython's built with support for a single display. There was one device that had 2. Theoretically, you could create a custom build that should support 2, but not tested recently or at all with this hardware specifically. Liz, one display in CircuitPython. In theory, make a frame buffer and blit it. Yeah, so this could be an interesting area for people who are interested in doing some more advanced hacking and diving in and figuring out how we can get that to work. Be very cool. So I think that's going to wrap it up. Yeah, let me know if you have any other thoughts or questions before we go. But thanks. I'll point you once again at the URL, although they are sold out. If you want to go there and click, put in your email and click notify, you'll get a notification when these are back in stock. Another thing to mention about them is they have this little pair of mounting holes on there, which do have nibbler marks. The tiny little drill bit you can pop those off pretty easily and then file them. Just do so in a safe environment with a mask on, because you don't want to be breathing that fiberglass dust. But these can be snipped off. I think they're kind of cute on there, so I left mine. If you do want to mount this to something, then I think these are M25 screw holes you could use, or maybe M3. Yeah, those are probably M25. So that'll help you with some stability depending on the type of project. And then, by the way, I'll say, if you look around, let's glass dome tubes, you can get, if my internet works, I'll show you. You can get these kind of little tubes. These come in different sizes. These are all kinds of glass jars, but there are ones that are just the right size to enhance that Newxie look. So you can look around, glass or plastic tubes. Even plastic test tubes would probably be the right size to cut them down if you wanted to do the fake Newxie kind of thing. So I think that's going to do it. Oh yeah, I wiggled some wires and lost one display. Let me repower the board and see if those will come back up on this one. This right here. Here they are booting up, and oh, one came in funny. I have loose wiring, which it really doesn't love. It does not love the loose wiring. Let me try it one more time. Here we go. Okay, I will be very gentle with this on the outro. That right there is my product pick of the week this week. It is the Newxie TFT display. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park. This has been JP's product pick of the week, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Boop, boop, boop.